If you spend any time online lately, it feels like there's a new miracle solution for weight loss. Social media is full of posts treating medical injections like a simple overnight quick fix. But for millions of people, the reality is much more exhausting. They have followed every diet and tried every exercise routine, yet the weight simply doesn't move. Constant failure like that carries a massive weight of its own. It's easy to start feeling like you've failed because you just didn't have enough willpower. However, the medical community now recognizes that obesity is a complex physical condition. It isn't a moral failure or a sign of a weak character. To understand how to manage weight, we have to look past the idea of laziness and focus on how the body's internal systems actually function. Imagine driving a car you just filled with gas. But 10 minutes later, the needle drops to empty and a red warning light starts flashing. You wouldn't blame your driving skills for that alarm. You'd know immediately that the car's fuel gauge is broken. Our hunger hormones work just like that gauge. Usually, they tell the brain when the stomach is full. But for some, that signal misfires, telling the brain the tank is empty even when it's full of food. When you live with severe obesity, this biological gauge is physically malfunctioning. It creates a constant, blaring demand for food that doctors call food noise. Trying to fight that with willpower alone is like trying to ignore a loud car alarm. You are battling a body that constantly thinks it is starving. Modern weight loss medications act like a mechanic, designed to repair that broken hunger gauge. These treatments work by mimicking the body's natural signals. They settle into place on your cells, sending a message that finally quiets the brain's alarms and confirms the tank is full. It's important to note who these medications are actually for. They aren't meant for someone looking to drop a few pounds for a special occasion. Global health organizations classify these as serious tools for people whose weight puts them at risk for heart disease, diabetes, or dangerously high blood pressure. These are medical interventions meant to protect long-term health, not to meet social media beauty standards. But there is a catch. The medication can fix the gauge, but it doesn't do the actual driving for you. If someone uses the drug to stop eating but doesn't focus on nutrition or movement, the rest of the body's systems will begin to struggle. There is a real danger of losing muscle instead of fat. Without enough protein and exercise, the weight lost might be the tissue that keeps you strong. Losing muscle mass leaves the body without basic strength, making you physically weaker and slowing your metabolism. The adjustment period can also be difficult. As the body adapts, patients often deal with temporary nausea or an upset stomach. You should never try to get these medications from unregulated sellers online. Managing the treatment and the side effects safely requires a certified local doctor or pharmacist. Success is a partnership. The medication manages the hormones, while the patient manages their nutrition and a doctor monitors their safety. A common question is what happens when you reach your goal. Can you just stop taking the medication? Because obesity is a chronic medical condition, removing the treatment usually means the hormonal gauge will break again. The food noise often returns just as loud as before, and patients are very likely to regain the weight they lost. These aren't like the discontinued diet pills of the past that were used for a quick fix. Modern treatment is a long-term commitment, similar to taking daily medication for blood pressure. Managing severe obesity isn't a short-term race. It's a lifelong strategy that needs ongoing support. The medication acts as a co-pilot, but the daily work you do, eating well and keeping your body active, is what actually drives your success. By turning down the biological alarms, the medicine finally gives you the space to build healthy habits without your own body fighting you every step of the way. You can step away from the social media hype. Most importantly, you can forgive yourself for the struggles you've had with weight in the past. If you're feeling overwhelmed, ignore the internet and have an honest conversation with a healthcare professional. Everyone deserves a body that feels like home, and there is no shame in asking for help to make that possible.